Hello, welcome to today's video. During my last post, when I post on Instagram and Facebook, I made a post about 7 tips for timeless logo designs for graphic designers and people that want to create the logos for the brand. And then I got some requests from some of the people following the post that I should try to make a video about it so that they can be able to learn, so I can be able to expatiate it. So today I'm going to be discussing on that and 7 tips for timeless logo design. Over the time, we'll be able to see big brands with over time. For instance, Apple, when you look through the design which I posted, Apple over the time have changed their logo. There have been some changes and they've arrived to a particular design that would stand the test of time, that will make the brand stand out. So now we're going to move on. Remember, before we continue, remember to subscribe and share this video so that people can also learn from it. So let's get started. Number one tip is keep it simple. Keep it simple. People tend to make their logo look more sophisticated. I've seen where graphic designers have been making posts on why should logo look simple, the simplicity of logos of these days. Why is it so simple? Now you are trying to make something that people will remember. You're trying to make something that people will remember, something simple, something that is easily recognizable. So you should always make sure, whether you're a graphic designer or you're trying to get a logo for your brand, always try to make sure that your logo looks very simple. That way it helps people to recognize your logo. It's not when your logo is well sophisticated or has a lot of things, people will find it difficult to recognize, is this logo for this brand or not. Remember, make it very simple, something that will make it very simple. Example of what I said before, Apple. When you go to the Apple logo, you are just very simple and it's able to pass the message to the user. And then we have Nike logo is very simple and it does make it to stand out from other brands. It has become one of the biggest brands that you can use in the world. Now, tip number 2 is put it in context. That is how scalable is your logo. You know, when you are designing a logo, for instance, you will design based on you're using your system, for instance your PC, and you are designing. After designing, now you need to remember that most people that will be using this website or this app or something, when you're going to build a website for the brand or the app, that the logo, most of them will be using their cell phones, some will be using their tablet and other smaller devices if there's any. So now when you're creating a logo, remember to make a logo that can fill a content that is scaled up or down, so when it is being put on the website or on the app, it will not be very difficult to put the logo. Now if you make a logo very complicated and complex, when you put it on the website or your app, you discover that it is very difficult. Like, it can take almost all the space in the website. So whenever you are making a logo, make sure that it's being able to take up the space for when, like, it should look good when you are using the app, when it's on the website, when it's on the phone, when it's on the system, there is a PC, wherever you put it, even in different mock-up, different places, so that it can be able to help make the brand simple. Now, tip number 3 is leave the internet. Now, this is specifically for graphic designers. You know, we have a lot of graphic designers, a lot of free files or paid files on the internet, where when a graphic designer wants to design a logo, you will now go to the internet and start sourcing out for information on what to do. Now, try as much as possible to design logo without the internet. You see them going online, bring all kind of stuffs just to make sure that the logo looks interesting, or maybe they are working towards drawing. Try to leave the internet, sit down for a moment, go for a walk. Get into that realm. We creative have a particular realm that when we get into, we get our creativity. Try to leave the internet. Use your imagination. Try to discover what is this brand really about. Use everything apart from the internet. That way it will help you to become more creative, to pass out an original information. Now, tip number 4 is use a pencil. This might be very tricky. A lot of people will be like, I do not know how to draw, I can't use the pencil, I can only use the system. Well, one of the benefits of using the pencil is computer will not allow you to connect your creativity. Most times you discover that when you use your pencil, it's quite easy for you to draw a logo, create out something that is very useful, that is very nice. But when you use your computer, you discover that there are some things that you want to do, you will not do, you will not be able to do. Let's say, for instance, people that create art animation, you discover that most of them will sketch on the pencil, with pencil on the paper. Then they will now scan and upload it to Photoshop or whatever software they use, and then they will now trace around it to create a good image. Now, during that process, when you're using a computer, there are some creativity, there are some things that you will not come out with. But when you use your pencil, it helps you to explore more options, to know how to go about this, to create a more better creativity insight or anything. So try as much as possible to always use a pencil. Now, tip number 5. We are getting close. We have 7 tips. We are getting close to the end. And now, tip number 5 is prioritize the client. You are not, remember, I've discussed this with some of my friends, and I've been telling them that most times designers are quite selfish. They design what they love. They don't design what the client or the user loves. You discover people say, when you give them something, you'll be like, you don't know what you want, you are making the wrong choice. I know as a graphic designer, we are bringing out our best, what we are trying to offer the client, what is our best design. But remember that this thing is not yours. You are not going to be the one using it. This is meant for users. So most times I can see where clients makes mistake, like some clients make choices based on what they feel, their personal feeling, but they do not consider what the customer wants. That's why in UX, user experience, you'll be able to discover that you can go take out a particular product or a design, or if you're creating an app or a website to help people solve a particular problem. It's quite good to send it out, even your logo. Like, let people talk about the people that your targeted customers. Let them try to use the app or use the website or use that particular product to give you a better feedback, so that you can know where you are making mistakes. Because this thing, you're not building it for yourself, you're not the one using it, so they need to get what they can accept. If you don't build what they can accept, you will discover that they will not accept your logo, irrespective of how much you spent on it. If you spend $100 million, 100 million naira, any other thing, as far as it doesn't gives the customer the right feeling, the acceptance, you discover that your logo, irrespective of how creative or how your expertise is, it's gonna be a mess up. So, tip number 6. Show only your best work. We graphic designers, we are tempted most times when we create a lot of logo, maybe you are trying to create, show a client varieties of logo, that we are tempted to send almost everything we've done. Well, I will advise you that although you shouldn't send only one, because there should be room for revisions and all this, but do not send everything. Select the best out of all those logos you've created. Select everyone that is good, remove the ones that are bad, and then you send it to your customer for revision. That way your customer sees that you are very good at what you do, and then you are the best, because when you select the good ones and you send it to them, they are always happy and they tend to accept it. But in a situation whereby you send everything, both the bad ones and the good ones, you discover that the clients might not really feel what you are trying to say. So always show your best work. Don't come on, let's say you are creating an identity design and you want to give the client, you don't just send them rough work. You need to show them the best of what you have, what you've produced so far. That way you discover that your clients will always think of you on the highway and always get jobs and referrals to you. Now we're going to be coming to the last tip for this course or this video. Tip number 7 is be memorable. Let your logo be memorable. Something that people, when they see at a glance, you always know that this is what you this is like, let me say for instance, when you see like a good mark, what comes to mind is Nike. When you see let's use personal brand like Michael Jordan, basketball, Apple. When you see Apple with some beating parts at the side, you know this Apple brand. Now, originality and distinctiveness are key components to any great logo, but memorability also goes back to simplicity. Iconic logos gains momentum and value over time, but they are easy enough for people to remember right away, even after seeing them just 1 or 2 times. Now, make sure that your logo is something that people can always recognize, because this is one of the things that helps us. Make sure your logo is memorable, something that when the person sees it maybe once or twice, the person can always recognize your logo wherever he or she is. So we've come to today's video and hope you enjoyed it and it was insightful. So if you have any question, you can drop in the comment section, and if you would allow us to discuss more, maybe you have a confusion or something that you need to be enlightened more on, you can always send us a message. You can also comment it on the comment section so that we can create more videos. And I still remain your man, Emmanuel Shefe. See you next time.